After the race, we went on the scale, started to wanted to punch me and stuff, and this is not professional.
So, shall we talk about Esteban Ocon and Max Verstappen, anyone? I think yes. The 2018 Brazilian Grand Prix was truly one for the books, and not just because Brazil is one of my favorite tracks on the calendar, but because it was a good race, and it also resulted in a scuffle between Max Verstappen and Esteban Ocon. This race come Sunday was Verstappen's to win. He had good race pace. He was on a charge the whole race, and come lap 40, Verstappen, with the better pace, the fresher tires, was able to overtake Hamilton for the lead. However, ironically, on lap 44, Verstappen and Ocon made contact, sending both drivers to spin, allowing for Hamilton to retake that lead. The contact in itself was controversial because Ocon was a lap down, attempting to unlap himself, and in an attempt to overtake Max, who had the inside line, Ocon turned in on him, causing them both to collide and spin. Now, Esteban was well within his rights to unlap himself, but racing the race leader when you're already a lap down was pretty silly to begin with, I can't lie. Max immediately got on his radio and said, "What an effing idiot." Ocon on his radio to say that Verstappen left him no room. The stewards ended up investigating the incident. They gave Ocon a 10-second stop-go penalty for causing a collision, and you would think that's it, but no, because in the end, Max lost out on the race win by a second to Hamilton, and when GP, his race engineer, came on to say, "I don't know what to say," Max went on to say, "I know what to say. I hope I can't find him in the paddock now because then he's..." And then they censored the rest respectfully. And as it so happened, the two did in fact meet in the paddock. Immediately after the race ended at the weight room, Max charged up to Esteban. A few words were exchanged first, and then Max started shoving Esteban, who then shoved him back, and then he looks around like, is anyone else seeing this? Max continued to shove Esteban 2 more times as they were still expressing words to each other, and then he walked away. Both drivers were then called to the steward's room following this incident. The steward said that they understood that Max was extremely upset by the on-track incident and understood his explanation that it was not his original intent to strike Ocon and that he was triggered and that caused him to lose his temper. And while they were sympathetic to his passion, it is the obligation of a sportsman at this level to act appropriately and as role models to other drivers at all levels, and because of that they found that Verstappen failed in this respect. So with that, Verstappen was required to complete 2 days of public service. The first day was him being an observer to the stewards at a Formula E race in Marrakesh, and the second day was Max partaking in interactive case study sessions with the race officials at the FIA International Stewards Program event. And you have to ask, did this change how Max felt about the incident? Well, no, because what's done was done, and he said what he needed to say. It was really just high emotions all around for that race for Verstappen.